Happy full moon, Tammy. Look what this chihuahua just did. Come and sat on my moon pillow when I snuck out. Go on. No, not on the pillow. That's mine. All right. Welcome. I've just come out of the full moon ceremony. Yay, happy full moon. Yes, say hi if you're here. Hey Cass, Cody, loved having you in the ceremony. Hey Kristen, say hi, let me know you're here. You sneaking up on there. Oh, how's everybody feeling at this full moon? Hey Kristen, go and get up then. Sit on my lap. Hey Mon. Hey Cass. Oh, so I wanted to share, I'm going to do a 3-card reading for the collective. So for everybody, for this full moon in Scorpio, which peaks in about 18 hours or so from now. And I think from memory it's like 10:30 tomorrow morning or something like that. So it's tomorrow anyway, in about 18 hours exactly that it will peak. And I just wanted to share a couple of things. Well, one is, I guess for me personally, so, and I'm curious how this is for other people as well, like what's been going on for you. And if what I'm sharing resonates, please give me some love hearts or say, yes, this is what's been going on for me. This energy and this week, not necessarily for me, but I know for a lot of people, this week has been like really like grr and like feeling like you've gone backwards. Things that have just not kind of working, or it feels like all the work that you've been doing is just like undone in an instant, and you're like, what is actually going on here? I thought everything was good. You know, it just feels like everything is just kind of just all hit at once this week for a lot of people. And I just want to speak to that and just say like a couple of really important points. Yeah, heavy. Okay, awesome. Thanks for sharing there, Mon, because it has been really heavy, really like, oh my God, what's going on for a lot of people, right? It's just like gone like down into the depths of the darkness. And one thing really important that I just want to point out is that all the work that you do is never undone, right? Like I see some people going, oh, everything I've just done is just like gone out the window and it's pointless. And I'm like, yeah, still right now, so heavy. Yeah, so like I've been feeling pretty good. Today was a bit like, what's going on today? And I'm like, okay, it's full moon. And I know sometimes before full moon ceremony, like, you know, holding this sacred space, I'm like, I don't want to do it. I'm not good enough. What's going, like, and I know that's not me. So I'm just like, okay, you know, with it. But at the same time, it's like, where is this coming from? And then delving into where it's coming from too. And as I always share in, you know, like trust intuition, everything I say, it's like, always remember that it's not just you. Like we've got full moon peak, you know, like the collective is changing, like people are waking up, there's the new wave, there's the event, there's all this stuff going on, right? And before I get too sidetracked, the one important thing that I want to say is if you feel like you're going backwards, or if you feel like something hasn't been working for you, if you feel like everything you've done has just come undone, I want you to be mindful and just say no, actually, okay? Because the thing is, when you have been doing the work, when you have been turning up, when you've been growing in your spirituality, when you've been doing all this stuff, what actually happens, right, is like your mind, you move forward, you move along, and you're like, yeah, this is amazing, and you're learning all these new things. So it's all in your mind, and your mind's opening up, and you're like, yes, and you start to implement these things in your life. So it's like your physical body, right? So you drop into your physical body, and you're like implementing these new things. And then all of a sudden, what happens is you hear all this like heaviness, this darkness, this like feel like you've just gone 10 steps backwards, or everything you've done has just gone out the window, and you're like, what is actually going on here, right? And in that space, I want you to know that when you're learning and you're growing and there's like you're learning new things, what's happening is especially when you're really doing the deep internal work, your physical vibration, like your spiritual vibration is rising, yeah? Like you're vibrating at a higher frequency, yeah? And so when you hit all this darkness and feel like everything's just gone out the window, what's actually happening is because you're like embodying it, whatever is old vibration, whatever is old life, whatever is that heavier vibration can't stay in that higher vibration anymore. So it's like it kind of gets pushed up and out, right? It has to literally physically come out of your body. And so tears, anger, old emotions, old patterns and people and situations turning up in your life that you thought you dealt with, like this is all the old stuff coming up and out, right? So never think that you're going backwards. Never think that all the work you've done has been undone, even when it feels like it, right? Because what is actually happening is it's just like this old stuff can't stay in your vibration. So yes, you can do shadow work. Yes, you can integrate. Yes, you can do all these things to, help do that. But as I posted like during the week, you heal when you feel. There's a difference between feeling authentically and being okay with all of your emotions. And then there's like, oh, I've got to do this to fix this, and you don't actually feel it and you stay in your head. There's spiritual bypassing, and there's a lot of people in the world that are stuck in their heads, whether they're spiritual bypass or whether they're just not dealing with their stuff. When we cut ourselves off from feeling, okay, when we stop here and we're just like, yeah, I need to fix this, and we stay up here in our head and we don't actually feel, that's when we get physical illness and sickness, because the stuff is trying to get us in, it's trying to wake up. It wants to come up and out, but if we just go and push it down, it can't come out. So when you hit this stuff and you're like, oh my God, and your emotions are like you're like, what is going on? And you're crying or you're angry or whatever you're feeling, know that you're healing, okay? And you're also allowing it to move through, but you're also allowing yourself to not get sick. People who allow themselves to feel a lot of the time, who do the work, like I rarely get sick because I catch this emotional stuff before it hits my physical body. Yeah, I'm always feeling my emotions. Like today I was feeling angry and I was feeling like I wasn't good enough to hold the moon ceremony when I've done it so many times. It's like, do you know what I mean? Like it's not whatever you feel as well. It's not about believing it. It's just literally feeling it, right? I didn't let my feelings of not good enough or like I'm not good enough to do this or whatever like stop me from holding that ceremony tonight. Like it was, I mean, the freaking star beings came through again tonight, and I didn't actually share this in the group when we did our debrief just before. But, the message from the star being, it was like, it's okay, Hannah, like you're safe. Like, because I literally was holding back tears. There's a couple of you guys from the full moon ceremony here. I don't know if you could see me from over there, but I was literally like, tears started rolling. I was like, oh my God, I am so scared. Like, I'm so scared. Like, and I was like, oh, that's what's been going on for me. Like, I've been like really scared. Like, I'm stepping up, my business is growing, like all of this stuff. And there's a part of me that's just really scared. And they start being said to me, they're like, we know you're scared, but you're safe, right? And I was just like, whoa, like in the group, right? Still holding this. But it comes to that point where it's like, you literally feel and you move through stuff when you are authentic with how you're feeling, right? Now, like I said, it's not that I didn't do the thing. Like, I know I have a gift. I know that I'm here to serve, and I still turn up and do what I'm called to do. I still turn up and I'm here supporting you guys, even when I've got my own stuff going on. I'm not perfect. I'm not completely healed. I don't ever feel that I will be, because we're always unpacking layers at every single level we step up to. I remember seeing a meme, like every time you step up or something requires a different version of yourself. And to be that version, you're still constantly unpacking and unraveling all these things, right? So it's really important that you authentically honor how you're feeling. Doesn't mean that you buy the stories. Now, buy the stories means, for example, if I was to buy my stories today that I wasn't good enough or qualified enough or whatever came up for me today, or I simply didn't want to do the ceremony, like I was like it just happens every now and again that I'm like, I don't want to do it. I'm like, why, sort of thing. but I still turned up and do it. It was the most powerful thing ever. When you don't want to turn up and do it is the times when you really need to turn up and do it, right? And if I was to buy that story of not wanting to do it or not good enough, I wouldn't have done it. And you probably would never see me again on live stream, right? So don't ever think that I don't have doubts, that I don't have those things. I just don't listen to them, right? And I'm conscious that I'm tuning into other people, that I'm feeling other people's emotions. I'm conscious that it's Sunday, and I notice on a weekend, like, you know, in my suburb that I live, that people are home on weekends because they don't work, you know, during, like, on the weekends, right? A lot of people are Monday 9 to 5, right? Monday to Friday 9 to 5. And so I notice on weekends my energy is a bit more, like, because I can feel all these people in the suburbs around me, right? In the houses around me. Like, it's really strong. So, oh, hey, Jenny. Yeah, I haven't seen you on any of my streams for a while. So, so I wanted to do a psychic reading for the collective. So if you're reading and watching this, if you're watching this, this is a card reading specifically for the collective, meaning I'm tuning in for all of us, and for you specifically, if you're being called to watch this live stream, there will be a message in this, and I'm doing it for our full moon, which is tomorrow at its peak. So I'm just picking up this card, and there was a strong message about water in the full moon ceremony tonight. Hey, Michelle. I'm just going to turn this around if it's going to let me. Yes. There's all these new filters there. I haven't looked at those. All right. So, okay. The reason oh my goodness. Go back on. Okay. The reason I've started talking about water is because I just picked up this mermaid book, The Mermaid Magic, by Lucy Cavendish. Yay, yeah, just going to do a reading. So I've just opened randomly to a page. I'm just going to see what message is jumping out. And go and sit on your bed. Okay, well, isn't this interesting? Because there was a message in the full moon ceremony about water divining. So, you know, like, we can read cards, we can read tea leaves, like, there's so many things we can read, right? Psychically. And it was about, you know, like, water divining and reading, you know, water messages in the bowls, just like, hey, Karen, just like, you know, like I said, like pulling cards or something, you can read messages. So if you've read the Mists of Avalon series, that's like, you know, primarily, you know, straight from there. Okay, so the message jumping out at me here is, it's kind of two paragraphs. I'm just going to read this first little bit. So at the base of Machu Picchu, is that how you say it? In Peru is the small village of Aguascalientes. Please excuse me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Which translates as hot waters in Spanish, named for the natural underground mineral springs that bubble forth from deep within the mountains. There was mountain messages in the full moon ceremony tonight too. Shallow pools have been built over the springs, and the healing power of the warm mineral water works on both the physical and emotional bodies. It was immersed in a similar hot spring that Shirley MacLaine had many of her most profound spiritual revelations detailed in her classic book movie Out on a Limb. And it was also where I spent several hours soaking as I simulated the experiences of 3 days at Machu Picchu. So this is about Lucy Cavendish's story there. So, and that's interesting. So maybe that has relevance for you, Cody, because I know there was all the messages about water. You know, as we soak in the water and the healing, you know, like especially in salt or even in the ocean or in the healing mineral springs, like they're really profound. And if you actually think about, you know, like the fact that when we are babies, we're in our mother's womb, which is surrounded by water, right? So we're like in like this womb space. So when we have a bath, when we are in any body of water, it is like being held, yeah? And it's a very healing place to be in. The other thing that's jumping out here is like the springs had been used by locals for some time before they were tapped in 1870, which allowed the healing powers of the waters to easily be accessed and discovered. From 1886, when Dr. Viotti began bottling the water, it became popular around Brazil, and water from these springs is still bottled and sold throughout the world, winning many awards for its taste and nutrient density. Brazilians consume more than 2 billion litres of water, of this mineral water a year. most of it from their own natural springs, which have been voted the top 10 list in the world. So there's something in the water messages for you guys tonight. Yeah, it does. Awesome. Your self-care ritual is a bath. Yeah, so there's definitely something in the water tonight. And, you know, like the full moon, you know, our bodies are made up of 70 to 90% water. So, you know, connecting with the water, connecting with the moon is really, really powerful. And as I shared in the full moon group, you know, like in the Mist of Avalon, like the priestesses and the druids would, you know, like get their bowl and, you know, the water, like, and create this sacred space with it and use the full moon light to, you know, use that as the divination tool. So you can do that as well. So there's another message I was just getting there. Obviously, like the Dr. Emoto's work, you know, and blessing the water and, you know, praying over the water, or just literally saying thank you before you drink your water. I still got my water here from our moon ceremony with all these amazing powers in it. Oh, and my tribe was sitting there getting some crystal healing. And so there was something else I was just going to say about that. Oh, so there, this wasn't what I was going to say, but this just dropped in. The other thing you can do is, like there's so many things you can do. For some reason, I'm needing to share this with you. So you can get like a bottle of water. So like I've got a purple glass water actually. Funnily enough, this is messages coming through, and there was all amethyst crystal healing there tonight. So you can get like a bottle, like I've got okay, I'm going to use the example. I've got a glass purple bottle that I fill with water, and you can place it under the moonlight or the sunlight for 12 hours or however many hours you intuitively feel called to. And then it's like the healing powers of like the sun rays or the moon rays go into that water, and then if it's like a purple or blue or green or whatever color actually penetrates into the water as well. So you can, you know, drink that as like a healing water in, you know, when you've created it in that space. And then, I don't know, there's something else. There's something in the water. There's something in the water tonight. There's messages in the water. So if you're listening to this live stream, just be mindful. Stay open to it. You know, like if you are at the ocean, or if you're at a river or a stream, or you do, you know, like create your, you know, bowl, your sacred bowl of water, and do some, you know, message, like, you know, receive some messages from there over this full moon. Be very powerful. Hey Cassie. All right, so I'm going to pull some cards for the collective for this Scorpio full moon, which I said peaks in around 15 hours. Should be about 15 hours from now. Okay, so I just pulled 3 cards for the collective. So if you're listening, there's messages in this for you too. So the first card I have pulled is Cherry, and this is from The Secret Language of the Color Cards by Inna Segal. So we've got Cherry, live an extraordinary life. And I'm really getting about soaking in the abundance. So the other message coming through is, you know, if you've really been working through personal development stuff, hey Cassie, I'm doing one for the collective, you can listen in. You know, like you can create your water and like intentionally set it with whatever you're working on. Calling in love, calling in money, calling in abundance, calling in career, calling in life purpose, calling in healing, whatever you're calling in, the message I'm getting from Cherry, live an extraordinary life, is that you have the power to call in any life. And by the way, I'm going to share this message too. In the full moon ceremony, I was called to check in with A Course in Miracles, which I haven't done for a while, and I felt called to open it. And the part that I opened was lesson 165. It says, deny not heaven. It is yours today, but for the asking. Nor need you perceive how great the gift, how changed your mind will be before it comes to you. Ask to receive, and it is given to you. Conviction lies within it. Till you welcome it as yours, uncertainty remains. Yet God is fair. Sureness is not required to receive what only your acceptance can bestow. So in that sense, live an extraordinary life. In the cherries, if you can imagine, like, I can just see the cherries being fed. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like living that lap of luxury life. It's like, it's not about like, or if it's going to happen. It's already there. Sureness is not required to receive what only your acceptance can bestow. Your only task is to accept it. And that starts from accepting the little things, accepting the beautiful moonlight, accepting the beautiful sunlight, accepting the beautiful gentle breeze or the cyclonic winds that are around, right? That I always talk about, cyclonic winds. It is up to you to let it in. Now let's see what those other two cards were. The other two cards, right, of course it is was it lilac? Strengthen your faith. Look, I'm going to hold it still so you can see it. Strengthen your faith. If that's not a message of what I was just saying, right? It is literally about strengthening your faith. What does it say? It says, sureness is not required to receive what only your acceptance can bestow. Like, your faith is all that is required. Like, letting it in is all that's required. Like, it's there. Only your acceptance can bestow. Like, you need to let it in because it's already there. Like, God is everything. It's everything here, right? As if that's not confirmation. And then, what's this one? Ooh, purify your body. Look at that. It's bright yellow. And it is, if yellow is solar plexus, that's your confidence. Ask and receive and strengthen your faith. Yeah, and this one is, this is purify your body. So purify your body, your mind. Like, who do you need to be to receive that? What you are asking for. Yeah? Do you need to go on a detox? Do you need to clean your body? Do you need to honor your soul? Do you need to clean out your house? Like, where is the energy stagnant? And who do you need to be? Not do. Who do you need to be in order to receive that which you are asking for? Purify your body, some cleaning out, confidence, like empowering yourself, be confident. Yeah, it's all solar plexus is the yellow. Is empowering yourself, not being a victim. Who do you need to be? Who do you need to own in yourself to receive, to tap into that wealth? Yeah? The wealth of who you are at your core. Who do you need to be in order to receive that? Yeah? That's what it says here. It's like only your acceptance. You just need to accept your divine birthright, which is who you are, which is connected to God and all of what that is. Yeah? Exactly what you're needing to hear. Of course it is. Of course it is. That's why you were guided to be here. And tune in and listen, right? It's our beautiful full moon. And on the full moon, it is shining its light where everything is being seen. Yeah? Choose and let in the extraordinary life. Strengthen your faith. And clean out and repair. Who do you need to be in order to receive that? What do you need to step into alignment of your higher purpose, of who you are? What's no longer in alignment? Yeah, solar plexus is very like your values and like your core value system and what you believe to be true. And is that in alignment with who you're hanging around? Like, what is it? Who you're needing to be in order to receive? I'm just going to look at the bottom card of the deck, which is the overlying card, which is what I do in my readings. So this here, Azure, protect yourself. Look at that beaming, shining white light there. Shark in the liquid crystals is black tourmaline, and the only form of protection, the best form of protection, is being who you really are. When you are covering yourself up with masks and, and I'm doing this around my solar plexus because I'm scared of my own power. I'm scared of owning who I am. I'm scared of being who I am. This is so relevant for me to do about what came up for me today, right? But protecting myself, the only form of protection that I need is to be who I am, because then I'm directly connected to Source, which is that white beaming light there, which is the source of all connection, which is the connection, which is coming back to, if we're looking at the Course in Miracles today, ask to receive and it is given to you. Conviction lies within it. Conviction lies within the asking. You know it's there. You know it. You're connected to Source. There's no doubt about the abundance of the universe. If you believe that you are the creator of your reality and you're a limitless being that can do and create anything that you want, like, well, of course. Ask and it is given, right? We all know that bit. Till you welcome it as yours, uncertainty remains, right? And this is where the faith comes in. Strengthen your faith. Yeah? Till you welcome it as yours, uncertainty remains. Yet God is fair. Sureness is not required. To receive only which you must accept in. And detox resonates too. Yeah, it is that. And it could be detoxing your mind, purifying your thoughts. And then as you do that and step into who you really are. And, you know, like liver is there at the solar plexus too. So if you're finding yourself like really angry as well. Sunshine yellow, heart love. Yeah, definitely. It's the lily flower too, I think that one. The big yellow lily. So that is your message for your divine full moon. So on the full moon, if things are being shown to you that you need to change or thought patterns or anything like that, take note, listen within, and know that you are divinely connected. And just by tuning in, opening yourself to that reality, and we actually even went further than that in the divine full moon ceremony tonight, which was very powerful. And there's a few of you here that were there tonight, so I love that you were attending in that powerful space. It was beyond words. So thank you for joining me live. If you think that this can help somebody, please send it to them in a message, this live stream, or tag them below if they need to hear this full moon message. And enjoy the peak full moon tomorrow. So it is around, well, it's tomorrow for me because it's nighttime here now, but it's about 15 hours away from now is the peak full moon. So we've still got that bit of time coming up to her fullness, and then we start moving back into dark moon phase in 2 weeks' time. So if you'd like a private psychic reading with me, I'll post the link in the comments when I jump off this live stream. And I've got lots and lots of stuff coming out. I'm so excited about what's coming out. There's so much stuff. I was like, there's so much. How do I get it all out at once? And I'm like, one thing at a time. I know. There's lots. You're very welcome, Lou. Lovely to have you here. Thanks everybody for joining me live and for all the beautiful love hearts. Jenny, Cassie, Ali, everyone's here. Love having your presence. Keeping it real as always. Enjoy this beautiful full moon love. Namaste.